Okay, hello, week 4. Okay, so first of all, there's some confusion. So the book selection, that's the book that has something to do with the topic you have picked. It's the topic you picked in week 1. It's your project topic for this class. And it's scholarly. So I had a question come in about historical fiction. That's fine if it's written by a scholar. For example, Newt Gingrich has a PhD in history. He has written some historical fiction. That would be acceptable. So what you're looking for more than anything is scholarliness. And that is the education and the experience and the expertise of the author. Okay, so that's housekeeping number 1. This week, okay, you're reading chapter 4 in the text. And remember, the readings are important. The midterm is next week. The midterm and the final exam will cover the readings by and large. So this week you're reading about World War II. And that was a huge, that was really, World War II really placed, so with World War I, President Wilson was reluctant to enter, sort of drug into entering by events that went on. But we were still very isolationist. World War II, Japan attacks Pearl Harbor. They have our attention. Now we're in. But it really establishes the United States on the world stage. And really a lot of it sets us up for an economic boom, a baby boom, a consumerism boom, all these booms after and the Cold War. But World War II is an interesting time because the United States and Russia were ideologically opposites. Well, it's the Soviet Union at that time and the United States. But in World War II, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Germany had attacked Russia. And so even though the United States and the Soviet Union are diabolically opposed with their ideologies and their economies, and really their view of many things, capitalism versus communism, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So their common enemy was Germany. And so they joined forces and fight together during World War II. Okay, so that's kind of an interesting thing we see in World War II because as soon as World War II ends, the United States and the Soviet Union are back to opposite sides of the ring and really more assertive about that, which we'll see next week. All right, so this week you are doing your annotated bibliography assignment. This is based on your project topic that you picked in week 1. If you picked something that does not have anything to do with the 20th century, does not have an impact in the 20th century, you need to pick something else. Now is the time to pivot. Please reach out to me if that is the case. Please text me if you need immediate, like if you sit down, I have an hour to do work, please text me. If you can wait a day for a reply, you can message me or email me. But if you just have a set amount of time and you need an answer now, please text me. My phone number is in the syllabus, which is linked in the content section. Okay, so you're going to have 10 sources. Ideally, these are not exactly the same as your primary and secondary source assignment because you should be doing research. You should be finding more information, and your book that you've selected should be one of these sources that that you use for these 10 this week. So you're finding 5 primary sources, 5 secondary or tertiary sources. Those are your encyclopedias. I don't want to see any YouTube videos on this one. No YouTube videos. I want scholarly articles, scholarly books. Okay, so then you're putting the Chicago Turabian citation for each source, and then you're telling me for each source, what are the scholarly qualifications of the author? What are their degrees? What are their publications? Their areas of expertise, and then a description of the relevance to your source, what it adds to your research for your topic, at least 3 sentences for each source. So this is a little bit bigger assignment, totally doable, but bigger. All right, reach out with questions and have a great week.